Alright, welcome back everyone, Zaf here to another juicy SLA video. My DMs have gone off the charts, people wondering how to prepare for Thomas Andre, his stats, his artifact set, so let's cover that in this video and make sure drop a like if you're pumped for Thomas Andre being released. I know everyone is going crazy, so I want to help you better prepare. Just a disclaimer though, these are assumptions to his stats, his kit, his scaling abilities because they are interesting. I made a joke about it the other day. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if Thomas Andre scales off 2 stats as F1, and it could actually be true. So let's cover that with you so you know exactly how to prepare, what artifact sets to keep and not salvage by accident, because Thomas Andre might use an artifact set where you're not normally used to using. Pretty big news. I'm happy to see it. We want some variety, and as we already know, Thomas Andre is going to be a light unit who's going to specialize in the Guild Boss Battle, Power of Destruction, so we have a lot to expect from him, and we want to maximize on his potential to make sure we get the most value from him. So let's cover all that right now, but first, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel, that way I can keep dishing out content like this for you, and of course, if you haven't yet as well, make sure to support us for free on Netmarble's Creator Program. This is how you get free codes sent to you directly. Just go to the link down below, press the support button. Every single week we get brand new codes to send out as creators, so do support us. I make sure every single person that supports me gets a code. That's why we're ranked number 1. That's how we have the most number of supporters, because I am consistent. I make sure everyone gets their juicy codes. Oh, and really quick, a big shout out to Zayad. Congrats on being the first commenter on our last video, and enjoy that juicy Discord role. Now, Thomas Andre is honestly a very interesting addition to our teams because he is a light unit and he's slated to be focused on producing damage on Power of Destruction, the Guild Boss Battle, so that's his main focus. But when it comes to his stats, again, these are just based on assumptions we have. It is not set in stone, but it's more likely going to be true, so you can use this to infer what to do. And a lot of you are asking me, well, should I prepare by making artifacts specific to Thomas Andre? The issue with that is, right now, everything is subject to change, and Thomas Andre is interesting because he can technically, I was joking about this the other day, but he technically might be a dual scaling unit when it comes to the stats he focuses on. Now, I will elaborate on that in just a second. First off, as you already know, we have the artifact crafting event right over here. So a lot of you are wondering, should I make an artifact specific to Thomas Andre? Well, I would say no, but also yes. That's only if you meet one certain condition, because Thomas Andre will be using some universal sets and stats that we can use on other hunters. So if you have Charlotte presently, you can make certain specific artifact sets. So Charlotte, she's also a defense scaler and she uses the curse set. Now, with Thomas Andre, let's use someone like, Dong, so similar build. As an example, let me unselect all. So with Thomas Andre, we're going to be running a few sets on him that can work with his kit. So first off, when it comes to his armor artifact sets, I'll cover both. When it comes to accessories and armor, there's around 3 sets that might work on him, depending on the information we have, the assumptions we have based on his current kit. The number 1 set I do think it's gonna work on him that I hope you don't salvage just yet, just save it for around another week, just so we can see whether or not it's gonna be viable on him, would be the Guardian set. That's because the Guardian set has a very interesting effect, that being, the user's shield effects increase by 30%. Now, Thomas Andre, there is a chance he might actually scale off the shields he gets, giving him a damage bonus proportional to the amount of shields. So that means the Guardian set could be the most viable set for him. That's kind of huge if you ask me, kind of a shocker. Finally, we can use our Guardian set on someone who can produce some damage potentially. So this set would be huge, and also you have to remember, when a team member, including a user, activates a shield, it increases their individual damage dealt by 10%, meaning another 10% damage bonus right there. Pretty darn good. So definitely make sure right now not to salvage your Guardian sets, otherwise that would be a shame because this set could be very viable on him. Just because of this effect right here, I believe it's one of the only sets that does give us a shield increase, so this will be huge for him. And in terms of stats, on any of the 3 sets I do cover, for main effects, you always want to have this right here. Additional defense, because additional stats do scale off better when it comes to hunters, not Janu, minus HP of course. HP percentage is better globally. And when it comes to the sub effects, defense percentage obviously, not as the main effect but as the sub effect. So this one right here, damage increase would be good too, crit rate would be good, and I guess defense penetration works as well. These are the only stats that would really work for him. Obviously additional offense as well if you can't have it as the main effect. So these stats right here are the ones you want to focus on for these artifact sets. These are stats he's going to best scale off of if, again, the assumptions are true. He will scale off defense potentially, but other sets that can work on him as well would be these sets right over here. So right now we have Guardians, of course. Let me remove these sub-effects. Warmongers would be good as well because it's one of the only sets that provides the defense increase, and Burning Curse, of course. These sets would be viable on Thomas Andre. The Curse set, though, I don't feel like it's going to be the main set we use because I feel like the devs are tired of us always using Curse sets for every single hunter, so I believe Thomas Andre will deviate from that meta, where the Guardian set or the Warmonger set will be meta for him. So do save these two sets right here, don't salvage them. I'm sure you're not salvaging your Curse sets. At least I hope not, otherwise, ooh, that's pretty bad. But the reason why the Warmonger set is good as well is because it has a stacking effect with the Force set effect up to 8 times, giving us a 3% defense and attack increase per stack. It does last for 6 seconds, so not too bad. You do have plenty of time to maintain your stacks just by attacking. Pretty simple activation. The cooldown also is pretty low, 0.5 seconds, so you can build up those stacks very, very fast. In 4 seconds, you can get all those stacks up, so you're not losing too much damage. If you accidentally fall out of the 6-second activation period, it is stacked up to 8 times, giving us a 24% defense increase. Not too shabby at all. So that is another set that can work on and potentially we'll have to see. Though my bet is on Guardian set, 30% shield increase, oh baby. Now we also have Curse set as well, Force set, pretty simple. 20% damage shield increase, giving us a stacking effect as well, 0.1%, pretty darn good, but I do feel like, based on what I expect for Thomas Andre with the shields, the Guardian set will be superior, and that instead, we will be using the Curse set on the accessory field because if you look at it, there's not too many accessories we can use for Thomas Andre, defense scaling unit. So looking at these sets right here, I would say the only ones that really are applicable would have to be Burning Curse. And aside from that, I mean Sylph's Blessing, no. Outstanding Ability, maybe. It's a pretty good set only if we don't run into mana issues, but continuing on from there, Concentration of Firepower might actually be not that bad, depending on whether or not we do want to spam his skills, do his shield stack. If they do, that'll give us a ton of damage, so I can see this set right here being viable. We'll have to see, of course. Outstanding Connection, no. Expert, no. Big no. Expert set gives you an attack bonus, although it's amazing. Thomas Andre won't scale off attack, so not going to be viable. Don't use that. A lot of new players make that mistake, thinking the expert set works for every single hunter. It does not, so please do not make that mistake. Berserker, no. Executioner, no, and yeah, I don't see any other sets that would work, so the only 2 sets, I guess 3, if I do incorporate the Obsidian set, Outstanding Ability. These are the only sets that would work for Thomas Andre, so do save these as well. 4 set Curse, as you already know, is amazing. 4 set Concentration of Firepower, another fantastic set. 18% cooldown reduction and 18% damage, it could be viable. And lastly, Outstanding Ability. Though you do have to maintain 40% mana for it to be viable, which can be a burden, so I don't think this set would work. Normally it doesn't. BOT it can work, but for normal runs, it's not necessarily the set we want to use. So I would only save right now, potentially. These are the only 2 sets that could have value, but I would say Curse is going to be the main set we use in the accessory field, and in Guardian here, or just 8-piece Curse or Warmongers. We'll have to see. We will have to do a lot of testing for him, because I know everyone's super excited for Thomas Andre. That's why I'm making this video. I don't normally cover assumptions, but again, these assumptions are generally right, but also generally wrong, so it's a coin flip, but based on what we've seen, defense scaling does make sense, another shield scaling set does make sense as well, and the artifact sets we covered does make sense too, so hopefully that'll help you. Again, pretty funny that Thomas Andre could potentially scale off 2 stats. I was joking about on Discord saying, oh, Thomas Andre, new hunter, is gonna scale off 2 stats, but looks like it can be true. Kinda crazy if you ask me. So I cannot wait to see what Thomas Andre does have in store for us. So if you enjoyed, make sure to drop your like, make sure to subscribe to the channel, that way I keep pumping out content like this, and of course, do support us on Netmarble's free supporter program. That is, if you want free codes sent directly to you. But yeah, I'm ready for Thomas Andre. We're gonna have a crazy summoning spree for him, getting him all the way up to, yes, that's right, A9, not A10. I like to be efficient, so stay tuned for that. On that note, this was your Code King Zaf, signing out.